feelings really just lead to juicy opinions and wonderful content. So I hope you have fun here. I did it again. Are you surprised? I am not surprised. I did not film the intro to this vlog. Hello everybody, my name is Mackenzie. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. This is the intro to the vlog. So this vlog is part 1 of 2 of me finishing the All Souls trilogy. So this vlog is entirely dedicated to Shadow of Night, which is 577 pages long, and you get to know all of my feelings about it. I also wanted to say spoiler warning. So this is the second in a trilogy, so already there's going to be spoilers for the first book, A Discovery of Witches. However, I just couldn't keep my thoughts to myself during this vlog, and it really just kind of turned into a vlog plus spoiler talk, so I hope you're not upset about it. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you in a second. That's how much I read yesterday. Okay. Have I said anything about this book yet? I don't think so. I know how to talk to people. Don't worry about it. Good morning. It's Tuesday. Let's discuss. Okay, so I don't think I've said anything about this book yet. This is Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness. This is book 2 of the All Souls trilogy. It comes after A Discovery of Witches. This picks up right after the first book leaves off. Literally, like, it could just continue on and be the same book. So no time jumps, nothing like that. And it's different now. It's separated into parts. Can you see that? Can you see that? Okay, it's separated into parts. There's like 5 parts. And then also, because it's so important, oh my god, there's so many people, okay? There's the people of the book, okay? And people in each part, they'll tell you. This book, while I am enjoying it, has changed genres. The series changed genres in the middle of the series. The first book was dark academia, and this is a historical fiction. And I'm not going to lie to you, part 1, where they go back to England 1590 and they go and meet Matthew's friends from 1590, that's all part 1, and it sucks. It sucks. Matthew's friends are awful, they're all sexist, they're all prejudiced against witches, and you really start to wonder, why did Matthew bring her back to this time if his friends didn't like witches? So there's a lot of that. And then of course it's 1590, so they all don't like women anyway. So that's irritating to read. And then also, Matthew has changed slightly. Like, he's definitely fallen into like, oh, these are my friends and I'm gonna go back to acting the way I acted in 1590 without a wife. So he's frustrating in the beginning. And not to mention, one of the friends that Matthew makes Diana meet is a guy who is in love with Matthew. So not only does he hate Diana because she's a witch and a woman, but because she's with Matthew, whom he loves. And it's 1590. People are scared of witches. So what does that friend do, that jealous friend? He goes and he tells the town, hey, my buddy's married to a witch. And the whole first part of the book really makes me wonder, like, where Matthew's mind was in all of this. Because he didn't tell Diana when and where they were going, when they time walked. So that means that he, on his own, thought that 1590 England, surrounded by his old friends, was going to be the best possible place for them to be, and didn't even say, hey Diana, do you think that would be good? You're the historian. Could you tell me if I'm missing something? But no, he kept it a secret and took Diana to 1590, and then proceeded to change. So that was part one. And they left the friends because, you know, the jealous friend told the town. So they had to leave. Part two, this is all spoilers. Yeah, this is all spoilers. I'm just gonna keep going. Part two, they go to meet his dad, who's dead in the 21st century. But in 1590, he's not dead, the vampire dad. So we meet Matthew's vampire dad. And it's really sweet, this part, because it reminds me of them meeting Matthew's mom in the first book. And in both of these, it's very, like, mirrored, right? Okay, so Matthew's dad and mom don't really like Diana in the beginning. They're worried she's not fully committed. They're worried she doesn't understand all of what would go into in being married to a vampire. And so they test her, and she passes, and then they accept her. And it's really, really beautiful because the vampires are complicated beings, right? Like, Matthew alone has been alive since 500, which means he's 1500, which means that there's love and loss and growth and different facets of him as a person, 1500 years worth of a person that you have to get to know, you know? It's nice that the parents were like, we love our Matthew, and we're gonna make sure you're good for him. And after they are proven wrong, they accept her, you know? And it's a very sweet kind of, sweet little story. And honestly, it's the only thing that kept me going, because part one was just horrible. It was just horrible. And then Matthew's all acting different, but finally, when he gets to his dad, he's like, you're kind of being stupid. And his dad totally puts Matthew in his place about, like, the decisions he's made and how he's protecting Diana and how he's keeping secrets from her. And I love it. I really do. Because both Matthew's mom and dad have been like, you can't keep secrets from her if you're trying to marry her and be mated for life. Like, you can't do that. That's not a relationship. And he's like, I'm a vampire. It's what I do. And they're like, yeah, we're vampires too, and that's not how you do it. So it's really cool to see Matthew be flawed and his parents still being like, hey, get it together. You're trying to be married. You're trying to be a man. Get it together. So it's very cool to see that. And now we're on part 3, and they're going back to London because we've learned that Matthew is also like some sort of spy. Like, Matthew's like a double agent or spy thing. Not sure, because I also am not a historian. We're talking about history. So because I'm not exactly a historian and I don't exactly know that, I don't remember all of my AP European history, okay? I just don't. So some of this is just going over my head and I'm waiting for Diana to explain it, and other things I'm like, okay, vaguely understand, the animosity. Ooh, I vaguely understand the animosity between the Protestants and the Catholics, but there's a lot of freaking intrigue that's going on right now, and I think I would definitely enjoy this better if I understood more European history, but I don't. So I know that Matthew is some sort of spy, and he's working for Scotland, I think, and France, and he's keeping tabs on the English Queen. So it's not enough that Matthew's a vampire who's lived for 1,500 years, and it's not enough that he was part of the congregation of creatures. He is also part of, no, not even part of, he's head of the Knights of Lazarus, and also a spy. I mean, if you lived for 1,500 years, you'd get pretty bored too, so why not? Part of me wonders, like, are we getting the best part of this story? Right? Like, is the truly cool part him and Diana? Or was the cool part him in the 1500s doing the spy stuff? Because I feel like I could also take a whole spin-off series of him in the 1500s being a spy. And, you know, my issue, I'm just worried. I'm worried about the rest of the book because my issue with part 1 was the sexism of the men that Matthew brought around Diana and how he, like, outright refused to defend her. Like, the jealous guy, he called her a prostitute like 5 times, and only after the 6th time did Matthew say something. Like, does Diana mean anything to you? Or do the men mean more things to you? And that's also what I really don't get as well, because Diana has to act in a certain way because she's Matthew's mate. So she has to be obedient and listen and, you know, do the thing. However, is Matthew going to fulfill his side of the deal, which means protecting her and standing up for her dignity and her rights and making sure that other people are respecting her? Is he doing that in 1500? Was the first part only there to show us that Matthew wasn't ready to go back in Time Walk, and the second part was showing us how his father was telling him, this is how you need to do it, and now the third parts, 4th and 5th, are going to be better? We hope so, because I don't want to hate Matthew in the middle of this series. I just don't. But I'm afraid that now that we've left his father's house, he's going to revert and go back to the mean guy he was in part 1, which was not fun to read about. So I'm going to read some more of this, and I have some videos to edit that need to go up, so that'll be exciting and important to do. Just another day in quarantine paradise. Staying home, drinking cold coffee, reading books. Alright, so I'll see you later, and we'll probably check in tomorrow. Bye-bye. yesterday sucked. I did nothing. I tried to read more of this. Let's see. I think I read Hold On to Your Panties. I read 20 pages. We're back in frickin' England, and what does England mean? But all of the friends that we didn't like from part 1 are back, and the jealous friend who loves Matthew is now brought into the fold again. The reason why they left England in the first place was because that jealous friend told the whole town, hey, my friend has a witch. And now they're back. Not only are they back in England, but they're inviting that jealous friend back into the home, as if he's not going to do anything to harm Diana. So I had to put it down, and I haven't picked it back up yet because I realized that part that I'm on right there is the biggest part. The biggest part in this whole book is going to be in England with all of those men I don't like, who are rude and prejudiced to Diana, who Matthew seems to not care that they are rude and prejudiced to Diana, and that they do in fact pose a threat to her. He just doesn't care. So that's where I am. And I mean, after Matthew walked in, dragging the drunk, jealous friend back into the house so that way he could be there with them, I was like, wow, do you care about your wife at all? And her safety? Because it doesn't seem like it. And I don't know if I'm gonna read today, because that just seems like the worst part to pick up on. And it sucks too, because I got these super cute new bookmarks from the Minddaisies. See? So these ones are so pretty, is what they are. It's part of a tarot card bookmark collection. This one's the Magician. I thought that would be a good one to pick for this one because Diana, the whole reason they went back in time in the first place, aside from hiding from the congregation, was so that Diana could find a teacher. A teacher to teach her how to use her magic. Maybe we'll read today. It's just gonna make me sad if I end up hating this, because I really liked the first book, and I thought that Matthew was, like, developing very well, and now he's just regressing. And it's worse, too, because he's regressing because there are other men around that he's not standing up to. So instead of continuing your character development, you're going to regress because there's different people around. So we're very frustrated. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do today. I have some videos to edit, so we're probably gonna do that. Okay, I'll see you later. Lego Star Wars holiday special came out last night, and we watched it, and it was amazing, and I loved it. Anyway, this is a book vlog. No, this is a reading vlog, not a book vlog. A reading vlog. So last night I didn't read much at all. I read just a chapter, mainly because I was in such a bad mood yesterday because of, I don't want to blame everything on this book, but this book was not providing a safe harbor either. I am very frustrated with Christopher Marlowe, the jealous man from 1590s England, who is jealous of Diana and therefore putting her in danger. He is frustrating me, and Matthew is frustrating me. And I was kind of talking to my husband about this, like why I'm hating this so much, and he was kind of saying that without Christopher Marlowe, there's not really stakes in the 1500s, right? Like, we knew Matthew was a liar, we knew he was duplicitous, we knew that he had sides of him that were hidden and he lied about, but him being in the congregation in 1590 isn't playing any kind of role on the story at all. The other witch hunts really aren't playing too much of a role either, aside from it's hard for Diana to find a teacher. But like in regards to safety for the two of them, the only thing that's threatening the safety of Matthew and Diana is Christopher Marlowe. So without him, there is no like danger. Which just blows, because Matthew, then that means that if Christopher Marlowe is the danger in Shadow of Night, then that means that Matthew is bringing the danger to his pregnant wife. Which just blows. I have so much of this part left. All of this part is going to take place in England. And then we get to go to Prague for a little bit. But guess what? We have to go back to frickin' England before we can go back to the 21st century. So much England, so much Christopher Marlowe. I found out that Deborah Harkness is a historian, or was a historian before she wrote these books. So, does she have like an issue with Christopher Marlowe? Like a real issue? Or was she just writing characters in who are real people for fun? I really need to get myself on a damn schedule. Because school's starting and I was ahead by like 2 weeks, and now I'm not ahead anymore on my videos, which totally blows. Okay, so 577 pages, I'm on 252. I have about half the book, a little more than half the book to go. So the likelihood of me finishing this today is not high. However, I'm going to do my best. Gonna make a to-do list, gonna read. Maybe I'll edit a video. I think I have a video to edit. Fingers crossed for a productive day. so cute. Hello everybody. Today is Friday. Did we watch Mandalorian last night? So today is Friday. I have different decorations around. You'll see those in an upcoming video. I read more of this last night. How much did I read? Hang on. Woohoo! A whole 150 pages is what I read last night. Basically the entirety of part 3. And now I'm on part 4, and then I have 5 and 6 to go. And they're fairly short. What do I have to say about this? Okay, what do I like about this book? I like the time travel aspect. So most of the time in time travel, they have to specifically not do things so that way they don't interfere and the past can continue on, but just by going back into a past that you existed into, you're messing up the whole space-time continuum. So the way it is explained in this book is them going back in time to England in 1590 is how the present accounts for certain things. Like, they have to go back in time in order for their whole timeline to work accordingly. So their time just I don't know. So the time travel aspect is cool. Them going back in time is fulfilling specific things to make pieces move and such. It's very good. I like that kind of explanation for it because, then why else go back in time? How else can you explain time travel if it's not you were always meant to time travel? You had to time travel, and that's the path time needs you to take in order for the events to occur in order. So we like it. I love that aspect, actually. What I don't like is Matthew's characterization. It seems as if Matthew is slowly becoming... His decision-making process is not logical in a lot of ways. He's keeping more secrets from Diana, even though she's been the one to help save them in a lot of these issues. And without her help, a lot of the difficulties that they've come up against in this book wouldn't have been solved. If she would have listened to Matthew and not tried to help, then she wouldn't have been able to get them out of those sticky situations. And she did, because she was not listening to Matthew, and because she made decisions that she thought were better, she was getting them out of situations. So Matthew is becoming... It's getting hard for him to be a decision maker, is what it's seeming like. Also, what I don't like about Matthew is that he has this friend. His friend doesn't like Diana, and so he's putting Diana in harm's way by calling attention to the fact that she's a witch and putting her in harm's way with other creatures. And Matthew still is like, nah, that's my friend. I'm gonna bring him around the house and I'm gonna go out with him and spend a lot of time with him. And thankfully, I don't have to read about those chapters, at least in this part when they were in England. Diana's caught up with her own friends and her own things that are going on, and her practicing her own magic. But I still know that that's what Matthew's doing, and it makes me have a complete disconnect. I don't really like him. I'm not sure how Diana can be okay with a lot of his behaviors. It makes me not want to root for their relationship. We're at a rough point, and we're out of England now. We're going to, what does it say? We're going to Prague. So at least we won't be around the jealous best friend, but we still know that that's the kind of person that Matthew is. So it's rough in that sense. I feel this book, should things not end up, being further explained, I feel this book getting a much lower rating than the first book in the series, because the characterization and logic of Matthew are just out the window for the sake of drama or the sake of issue. I don't know. It would be one, because it's one thing that Matthew knows this guy and they were friends. So fine. He's jealous and he does things against Diana. Fine. That's characterization. That's fine. What's not fine is that Matthew is then like, no, you're cool with me. You can come hang out with me. I'm going to hang out with you over my wife, over my mate. And the way they've described mating and with the vampire is so much like obedience and alpha, and so it's just like, okay, really, you're going to expect this of Diana, but you're not going to fulfill your end of the deal either. So it's frustrating there, and like I said, should this not explain things further, this is going to get a much lower rating than before. However, I'm making it through. Thank goodness we're out of England. So I just got back from grocery shopping all over the place, Christmas decorating, we cleaned the carpets, my husband's amazing, and yeah, now I'm gonna read. Little T-Rex baby, he's so happy. Okay. Hello there. That's just my greeting now. Hello there. Good morning. It's Saturday. Today, well, first let's talk about yesterday, okay? Yesterday, we didn't finish. We have 70 pages. Finishing would it would mean too much. So I read that many pages, like 100, maybe 150 if I'm being generous. I realized last night that the things that I don't like about this book are smaller in scale. So what I don't like is Matthew's characterization, how illogical he is, how sometimes he's just flat out stupid and makes idiotic decisions and really just doesn't think. Now, the issue with his friend is the fact that Matthew, after realizing his friend is dangerous, continues to bring his friend around. Now, even if he didn't bring his friend around, I'm pretty sure the plot could have progressed just as it has. So with the understanding that it's not the entire plot of this book that I hate, it's Matthew's characterization, but then also taking into account how the second in a trilogy is supposed to lean very heavily on the fact that you're using characters we already know and love. And in this, unless the point was to show that Matthew isn't as smart as he thinks he is and Diana's really like the brains of the operation, it makes me not like their relationship. I mean, it's not like Matthew's horrible to her, he's just stupid. And his idiocy really just puts her in danger. But to each woman her own, I guess. I only have about 70 pages left total. I have this bit, they're going to be in England, and I think in this bit, they're going to be back in the 21st century. So since there are so few pages left, I'm just gonna bring you along as we read them. Hopefully we'll get some juicy reactions, but we're almost done with this book. I'm pretty excited to be done with this book. I'm tired of being in 1500s England. I just don't like it. That's not fair to say, because I do like it. I do like being in 1500s England, and if Diana was there alone, I think I would enjoy it much, much more. 70 pages to go. Let's get going. I'm gonna put you at a cuter angle so you can watch me read, but let's go. Well, these characters are stupid. Like, flat out idiots. There's no... Like, Diana has no self-preservation within her at all. She made a lot of stupid choices at the end there. Wow, I didn't enjoy that book as much as I enjoyed the first one, which totally sucks because the second one in a trilogy is always supposed to, like, be the better liked one, and this one wasn't. Okay, I went through my little rating system because I had to do it with numbers for this, because because of my issue with the character of Matthew and the idiocy displayed by Diana later on in the story as well, causes great issue for entertainment value because they're thrown into a time period with people I don't know. So they're the only two people that I should really care about. But I don't like them most of the time. So I had to really figure out with the numbers. And so this still got a 4-star. It got a low 4-star, like 0.1 away from being a 3-star. So if you want to kind of look at it as a 3.5, I wouldn't stop you. I think this book stops me from recommending this series. You know? Like, I'm enjoying this. I'm going to continue. I have the other book, so I'm going to keep going. However, I don't know if I could, in good conscience, recommend this to somebody. It's not even the historical fiction aspect of it that I don't like. It's that the character and the logic of a lot of the things that goes on don't make sense. Matthew and Diana, in some strange way, are so caught up with maintaining specific friendships that they let self-preservation fall by the wayside. And that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for humans to behave that way, and it definitely doesn't make sense for vampires to behave that way. And it's not like it was like one moment or one decision. It was this book is 577 pages. It was 577 pages worth of them doing that. Rational egoism isn't a great philosophy to base all of your decisions on, but it should be something that you base a few of your decisions on, especially when you're literally about to die, or there's literal dangers around, or something like that. I don't know. It just... In the first book, they're set up as academics, as smart people, as logical thinkers, and in this book, all thrown out the window. I don't know why. This book got the rating it got, but I do not recommend it. So take away from that what you will. So we have the Book of Life and we have Times Convert. Okay, Times Convert is a spin-off story including characters that were in Shadow of Night and A Discovery of Witches. We're having a good time, okay? So this is a spin-off of 2 different characters. We'll get to it later. This is the third in the trilogy, okay? 560, 577, 570, okay? But they don't look like the Book of Life. It's not the same size. Look at this. I'm gonna prove it to you. Hang on. It's not working. Hang on. I'm just gonna look like a fat liar. Hang on. Okay. So it looks like it's smaller, but it's not as small. This one is way smaller. Yeah, this one's 430. These ones are 560. Okay, so another 560 page freaking book. This better be good. You know, it's really sad when the second in a trilogy is not your favorite, because then you're like, am I even gonna like the end? Hopes for the third book being that Matthew and Diana figure out their rational egoism and that it's okay and appropriate to use it sometimes, so that way you and your family and your loved ones can continue to live. So that's the hope. Okay, so I haven't eaten anything. I'm gonna go have something to eat, and I think I'm then going to maybe edit a video? Edit a video. Get started on, not that one, get started on this one. Alright, let's go eat, okay? Hello there. This is the end of the vlog. I'm popping in one more time just to check in with you, just to talk a little bit with you. I read 130 pages of the Book of Life last night, and there's a lot of residual feelings from Shadow of Night. I I don't have the same love for Matthew and Diana that I used to. So I hope everyone's okay, and I hope everything turns out all right. I was spellbound in A Discovery of Witches, and Shadow of Night just really broke that spell for me, and now I'm just following the end of the story because I like the ends of stories. I also like a lot of the other characters. We're not absolutely in love, but that's okay. We are going to finish it, but that's going to come next time. So it's time to say goodbye to you. I hope you had fun here in this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you again next time, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.